The other thing about toxic work environments is that it costs you financially more than what your employer is paying you. And maybe one of the reasons people are not able to go is that now they're swimming in debt. Most of the time, it's not because of the lifestyle that has been upgraded. It's not because you don't know how to save money. And I'll give you an example with one of my executive clients. We normally refer to her manager, that's before she left her job. We referred to her manager as Lady G, G being Goliath. So one of those days she comes into the office in the morning, and then Lady G calls and say, you know what, be in my office at 1 o'clock. It's a formal hearing. And there was, yeah, nobody charged her of anything. So she calls me and she's like, hey coach, guess what? Lady G has just called me to this hearing at 1 o'clock. We'll see what it's about. And I'm like, you can't go there alone. Find out what the charges are. And apparently she was doing some illegal activities, conflict of interest, any other thing that they could put on that list. But she was needed on the day at 1 o'clock. And this is 9 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, you're not going to go there empty handed. Let's call, ask if you can have representation. And then it's like, no, you can't have representation. So we literally call a friend of mine who's also a lawyer. EFTs, invoices are flying. This is an expenditure that was not budgeted for the day. And now after the EFTs and everything, the lawyer makes time, sits with her, look at the charge, look at what is it that she can do, look at what is it, the reference and all those things that we are now watching at Madlanga and we have advantage of seeing. And she prepares very well and she goes in there only to find that there were even witnesses that were supposed to make sure that they are attesting to the wrong things that she was doing, even though majority of it was a lie. But just the conspiracy, and before you even get to the mental state that you have to be in to be shocked with such news, let's also look at the financial things that you have to now be responsible for. You didn't even budget for these things. Now you have to be responsible for them and make sure that now you are taking debt to be paying the lawyers that are going to help you so that you can help yourself. In the case, some of them don't even give them enough time. If you are senior enough, you probably can be a member of the union, but at the end of the day, the union will not come and represent you because you are considered the employer if you're senior enough. And you look at those things that financially they really cost you. And then immediately after that, it's the journey again, like we said, with the mental hospitals. And then it's now the new diagnosis of some chronic illnesses that you can't run away from, that you've just accumulated by being at this place of work. And then eventually the medical aid doesn't pay for some of these things because you blew up the medical aid by the time is the third month of the calendar year. And now you're starting to pay cash. And this is costly for you. Even if you can claim from the medical aid, the minute your medical savings is depleted, you'll have to wait and declare it to SARS later on. But these are the things that you look at. Now, I remember when I was still at my workplace, one of the things that I had to do at least once a week or once every 2 weeks was literally to reach out to a chiropractor and a masseur that I'm from the chiropractor, and immediately after that, I have to go for massage. And those kind of things need you to have the cash up front that the medical aid is not paying for. So I do say that sometimes it's really financially costing you to be staying at this toxic work environment, especially when it's not benefiting you and you're experiencing such hardships. Think about it.